Thanks to the band Possessed Tranquility, Anthony, Kaylee, Corey, and Jason, my official house band. Thank you guys much. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for this new show called Paranormal Central. Co-host, Alan Thomas.
Hi, everyone.
We've been doing this for about 3 years now. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. Had an internet show on the internet, obviously, for 3 years, and I think it's time to bump it up. We've been investigating the paranormal going on for, over 10 years. I've investigated everything, paranormal, monsters, Bigfoot, UFOs, you name it, we do it.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. I mean, we're big kids when it comes to paranormal. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about one of our favorite subjects, and that's Bigfoot, okay? As you can see, we are wearing our official Bigfoot ties. We have
Never taking this off.
I'm not taking it off. Just leave with it. We have tonight some cool evidence to show you guys. They're going to blow you away. We have photographs. We have videos. We have windows that I'm going to show you here for the first time, world debut, that we have impressions of a Bigfoot looking in the window. I know what you guys are thinking. We have 8-inch lips, 6-inch nostrils with snot running down, and we're going to show that to you, okay?
One of them windows look you right in the eye. I'm serious. That is the baddest window.
This happened in 2010.
It gets me every time.
In a camping trip that we took, and it was just unbelievable what we're going to show you tonight, okay? Bigfoot has been a real popular subject in the past years, and now with shows on TV like Finding Bigfoot and other shows, everybody loves it. I don't care who you are. You could be 10 years old, you could be 20, 30, 50, 80. I know you guys love this stuff. You can be, in a lawyer, you could be a doctor, a police officer, a military. Everybody loves this stuff, okay? We are here tonight to show you the best evidence that's out there, okay? No more running around looking and thinking we're finding stuff. No, we got the stuff to show.
In the dark, with a light in your face. You think they really find anything like that?
No, I mean, Finding Bigfoot is still going to be Finding Bigfoot, whether you like it or not. I know people are laughing.
Only I like you guys, okay?
Quit laughing, David.
Don't get me wrong, you guys are my friends still, but
But again, what we're going to show you tonight is going to blow you away, all right? Alan and I have been doing this for a long time. We have guests tonight. We're going to show you videos. We're going to show you pictures. And again, we're going to show you these windows of what we know happens to be a Bigfoot. We're going
to get some great stories from some people that were with us. And I mean really great stories. I mean, this is really a good story. We should really be making a movie.
Yeah.
Honest. We shouldn't be doing it like this. We should be making a movie.
This whole incident that happened to us in 2010, there's a book there. There is a movie there.
Yeah, a movie.
But you know what? We're not in this for the money. Well, we're going to show you some cool stuff. I don't want to work anymore, guys. No, no. Trust me, you guys. The stuff that we're going to show you, we're going to blow you away. No one else is going to show the stuff to you. We're going to do it here. Okay. We have guests that are going to, again, we have a principal, a high school principal, a science teacher, a master's in science, who has been investigating Bigfoot for over 25 years. This guy has the best stuff that no one else has. Okay, we're going to talk to him. We're going to show you some cool stuff. Pictures, some videos.
Never seen before.
We have this 10-foot bipedal walking up a hill, a photograph that we're going to show you tonight. All right? David has some videos that are going to blow you away. That's what we want to do. We want to blow you away. No other show is going to do it. We're going to do it here. Again, for a long time, I've been wanting to show people, when I go and investigate the paranormal, I tend to get a lot of great evidence, and there's nowhere for me to post it. Sure, you can post it on the internet. Sure, you can post it on YouTube. But when I show it to you live here with guests sitting right next to me that have stuff that no one has ever seen before, that's what it's all about. One of these days I might have a police officer sitting right there, and I have one, matter of fact, Manuel Apparano. That will be later on in the future.
Yeah, really great show.
Oh my God.
That would be UFOs.
A police officer being burned by a UFO, and that's here in Fresno, California.
Yeah.
Fresno. That's where we're from, just to let you guys know. The reason why I started this, 10 years ago, is the stuff that happens here, it's unbelievable. We have everything here. We have UFOs, we have Bigfoot, we have monsters, we have the military that are flying some crazy stuff over our cities. And I want to know, where did they get the technology for this? Why are they keeping it secret? Is this stuff really, ours? Well, then I want to know about it. Why are they keeping all this secret? It's no fair to us, because some of the technology that's out there right now, we could be using it.
Well, the stuff that we found, that we have,
right,
and the people that we talk to all the time, we gotta share it with you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. You will not be the same. And every time we come out with some new stuff, you're going to be shocked. You're just going to be going, what?
The whole idea here is to blow you guys away.
Unbelievable.
Okay, the whole idea here is to blow you away.
Yeah, and it's going to blow them away.
It will.
I mean, they get blown away every single time.
We're probably going to get in trouble for doing it.
Probably.
I don't care. I don't care. There's already things happening to us in the back scenes, but you know what?
Who cares?
This stuff, it's got to come out.
Yeah.
And we got to get it on TV. That's why we're here. All right. So, like I said, stay tuned. In the near future, we're going to have stuff that you are just going to be amazed. I mean, we have stuff that
pictures of UFOs, all kinds of stuff. But only tonight is the best one. I mean, really, tonight's the best one.
Oh, no, just kidding.
No, for reals, tonight's the best one.
Absolutely.
A window that looks back at you.
Yeah, yeah.
This window looks right back at you.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, I got goosebumps all over my body, and I couldn't believe it.
The window's on my truck.
Couldn't believe it.
The window's on my truck. Okay, we're going to show you guys
There's a Bigfoot looking at you on the window. You guys I can't wait to share it with everybody.
So, okay, you guys, come back after this commercial. We're going to go ahead and we're going to line up some great stuff to show you guys. So possessed tranquility, take it away. We'll be right back. Don't turn and run away. Welcome back, everybody. You know what? I was just thinking, before we go any further, take a look around us. There's some cool stuff I want to show you guys before we really get moving along here. People are going to look at this stuff and say, where in the heck did you get this? But it's not what you know, but who you know. It takes a lot to put a set like this together, and you have some good friends who lend you props. And, let's just start over here, for example. Well, this is mine. And you guys all know what this is. This is
a gorilla.
Gorilla. This is the guy we're going to be talking about tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just to let you know, remember I was saying that we had the lips on my windows that were 8 inches? Well, this thing is only 6 inches. So it's going to give you an idea of the size of the head that was placed on my window. Okay, so Bigfoot. No. Let's look over here. My buddy Dexter, he's a real good friend of mine and magician, and the guy's whacked, as you can see. Look at, this stuff is really cool. We can get into it, but I want to thank him for giving us these props, because it really helps and makes the set. So I really appreciate that. So, all right, I want to do now.
That one bit me. Really, yeah, we have to put a muzzle on that one.
What did you say that the man-eating plant?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, but there's some finger bones down there.
And a thumb, and it bit me. That one bit me.
Like
it's a bad little plant. Yes.
Let me borrow that. So.
Yeah.
All right. What we're going to do right now is Alan and I, we put together some photographs and some videos that we want to show you guys in this next segment. And there's so much that we had to only choose about 4 or 5, because it's we can go forever. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to tell you a little bit about what happened here in Fresno, California about 2 months ago, actually about a month ago. We had a UFO sighting here about 11:30 in the morning. I got my first call on my 24-hour hotline, which is a cell phone that I carry with me. And somebody called me and said, Jeff, you better look at the northwest the sky. And I did, and sure enough, there was this white object up there. And after that phone call came in, I started, my phone started ringing off the hook. People started taking photographs. People started posting them on the internet. And what I want to do is I want to show you this first one really quick. So we're going to go to that first one, and there it is. That, you might look at this photograph, and it might look like a white balloon. But there's a problem with that when you say a balloon. This object that was in the sky for about 7 hours, and it was sitting in one position. Maybe it was, floating to the left, to the right, but it was always stationary at one spot, just about. If there was a balloon, don't you think it would have blown away, right, Alan? I mean,
well, the weatherman said that at 70,000 feet, or no, 50,000 feet? 50,000 feet, the wind was blowing 70 miles an hour. Okay. So if there was a balloon, like I used a hot air balloon in the 80s, and how we would tell, which way the wind blowing and how fast, we would get a helium balloon and then let it go.
Okay.
And the balloon, it would go off.
Right.
I never saw a balloon hover unless there was no wind.
Exactly.
And that was a windy day, on the ground.
It was about 15 miles on the floor. On
the ground, it was 15 miles an hour.
So at 60,000 feet, you're talking, 70 miles an hour, or in the stratosphere, or depending if it was in the atmosphere. We don't know. Now, get this. I notified one of the main networks here in Fresno, news networks, and I told them what was going on. And they're good friends of mine because they all follow what I do here in Fresno. NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, they all follow me. I contacted somebody at one of the major networks. They started calling the military, the FAA. Nobody knew what this thing was. And what blows me away is here we have something that's floating over our skies, and nobody knows what it is.
There's actually two of them.
There was two of them. I only saw one, though.
I saw two.
You saw two.
And one was off to the east a little ways, and it was moving away, but it wasn't going 70 miles an hour.
Right.
It took 3 hours for it to get out of sight.
Now, a lot of people said, well, it was tethered off. And I'm going, really? It was tethered off. So you're telling me if this thing was, let's just say, for example, 60,000 feet, 12 miles, what is it, 5,380 feet per mile, and you had something tethered that long. You know how much rope that is? You know how much, and it's got to be some strong.
You know how dangerous that is?
Especially for flying aircraft. And then the FAA didn't know about it. So I had people calling me and telling me, dude, it's a balloon. They were on Facebook saying, no, it was a balloon. How could it be a balloon stationary for 7 hours? Even if it was tethered, it would be doing something like this. You know what? It wasn't a balloon.
But it really did look like a balloon.
It did look like a balloon.
I mean, it looked like a hot air balloon. It had all the pleats and everything.
Right. But see, that's just, with us, we're going to try to debunk it first. And that's what I tried doing. We tried debunking it.
Yeah.
Okay, was it tethered? Was it a balloon? How big was it? We don't know. And was it a balloon? If this was a balloon, it was a top secret balloon. Now, Google said that they were working on a top secret project to get internet to other locations of the world that they don't have internet. They even said that it was funny because Central Valley were calling the networks about UFOs. Really, I mean, they had chase cars chasing these things all over the place, but this thing was not.
Well, there was your UFO. There was a weather balloon, right? Isn't that what the government always says?
Right. So
they always say, "Hey, it's not a UFO; it's a weather balloon."
Exactly.
Right?
So nobody knew what it was. Oh well.
This time, the UFO made itself look like a weather balloon.
Exactly. So okay, guys, you know what? There's got so much stuff left to go, but you know what? We're going to come back, and we're now going to bring out David Ragosta, so we'll be right back, okay?
It's another day, and I can't find you.
right, thanks for this tranquility for bringing us back. Our next guest, the man who brought Sasquatch into my life. I would not be here without him. Please welcome Mr. David Ragosa.
Yeah, David.
How you doing, Alan?
Good,
Great,
man.
great. Hey,
What's
Jeff,
up, David?
thank you for having me.
Glad you can make it, pal. Man, Mr. David, you know, how long have I known you?
I've been here for about 8 years.
8
Jeff.
years now. Somebody told me that we had an investigator of Bigfoot in Fresno, California, and I said, you got to be freaking kidding me. Well, I met this guy 8 years ago. Ever since then, it has been crazy. I mean, you know, we have Bigfoots here in the Sierra Mountains, 2 hours east of Fresno, California. What made you start going and looking for this Sasquatch?
Jeff, that's a good question. About over 25 years, I was up in the Sequoia National Forest, and I was just hiking up there and came across some large footprints, about 17 inches and 5.5 inches wide. And I wanted to know what actually made those, so I kind of started my quest.
Now, you have a science background.
I do.
You are a high school principal.
Yes.
He has credibility, okay, guys? There's no reason for him to be lying about this. I have been with him on several camping trips. As a matter of fact, the first one we have ever been on, this stuff happens up there, and it's frightened me a little bit. I thought you guys were playing a joke on me, but I mean, remember that?
I remember that evening really well
Yeah.
because you kept looking at me like, this is not really
I
going
saw
on.
his face at the campfire, and he's all, you know, you were, I mean, I go, you got to be kidding me. Well, what happened that night is there was some things walking around our campsite and making noises. It was unbelievable to me. It was just crazy. Now, how often do you go up to the mountains? I mean, it's time consuming.
Well, Jeff, I spent a lot of hours up there. I probably have been up to the spot
Right.
where we go at least maybe 700 times.
Now,
within the last 15 years.
700?
700 times.
700.
Now you've been doing this.
Wow, that is wonderful.
You've been doing this for over 25 years, right?
Yes.
Now, that's a lot of time to be looking for.
700.
Now, you have
That's
had
a
some
lot.
situations where you got to have come close to even meeting these things. I mean, right? You've seen them.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate
Yeah.
to work in the area. In the last 15 years, I've seen him 3 times.
Yeah. Now you have he has videos and he has photographs. As a matter of fact, the first one I want to show you right now, I was with him in 2008. We actually got this thing on a motion camera. As a matter of fact, I want to show the people who don't know what motion cameras are. I want to have my buddy Robert Scott bring this out to me so we can show people what this is. This is the motion camera. Thanks, Rob. These things, what David does is he goes up 7 to 8 times a year. He ties these things to trees up in the mountains. And what happens is that when something passes in front of this camera within a 200-foot radius, it will automatically take a picture or a video depending on how he sets it. He has got some great videos and some great photographs. As a matter of fact, the first one I'm going to show you is when we were with him in 2008. He got this thing 10 foot tall walking up a hill. I'm going to show this to you right now, okay? Let's bring that picture up right now. All right. That right there you guys are looking at was not there when we went back to try to debunk it. You know, this thing wasn't a bear, right? I mean,
No, it wasn't a bear. It was just too large.
It was just too large. I went back there, stood in the same place. It was crazy. You know, I was a midget to this thing. You know, people were saying it was a bear walking up a hill on 2 legs. No, come on, guys, really? You know, the next one I want to show is that video of the thing walking behind the tree. Now, this thing's really hard to look at, but you have to pay close attention. You know, David had to look at this particular video probably 6 times before you found it.
How
Is that right?
far?
Yes.
How far away were you from that tree physically?
I was about 300 yards away from it, Alan.
That's the most amazing video.
Okay, the video is up right now. And just take a quick look at it. It should be walking here. He's taking a look at the footprints right now. It's walking up the side of a dirt road. You can see his blue Jeep. And then the camera is going to focus up, and hopefully our guys back at the booth here will be able to zoom in on it. Now, why do you do it?
Why do I do it?
Why do you
Because
do it?
I'm very curious by nature,
Right.
and it's very, very exciting.
It's very exciting. You know, there are so many videos and photographs out there. Nowadays, you don't know what's real or not because you have Photoshop, you have CGI, you have people who like to play practical jokes, which, you know, those guys, you know, what David does and now what we do is the real deal. You know, we're on a quest. You know, as a science teacher, you know, that's a job. You know, people don't take him seriously, but, you know, there are scientists out there right now looking for the next thing. I mean, without new inventions and new ideas, you know, that's what scientists do. Yeah. Right.
Jeff, I've been real fortunate, you know, to find the spot, and the spot's been pretty active there. And
Right.
I've had some pretty amazing, you know, folks come on up. We've had some, you know, some actors, had some Fortune 500 speakers come up, and you know, some pretty prominent people who've asked to come up to the spot, and I've taken them. And
I
so they
remember-
leave going back a little bit different.
Yeah. I remember he had a friend of his who went up. It stood up right in front of him. He will never go back again. That's how scared he took him. I mean,
there's a few people that won't go back ever
Yeah.
again, right? That went with you?
but
Yeah,
not
that's
us.
true.
I mean, that's our job. You know, we're going to
I
keep
mean, I'm
going
one of
back.
them. I'm scared like crazy
Oh,
when
I
I
thought
go.
that was one of the, I mean, you're one of those guys, aren't you? Don't want to go back up?
Right, I force myself to go back up every single time, but you're right, I'm scared every time.
All right. Well, you know what? A situation happened in 2011 with some windows, and we're going to bring those windows out in our next segment, and we're going to show you those windows with David right here. So we'll be right back. Possess Tranquility, take us out, all right? We're back. All right. We just wheeled in some extra guests here. We have obviously David, and we have Jimmy, Danny, and his son Dresden. Let me tell you about what happened in 2011. David, since how long ago have you been doing this?
For about 25 years.
25 years. Now, how long have you been having these Memorial Day trips?
For the last 7 years.
7 years. When I met David, it was like a week before one of his trips. He organizes a Memorial Day camping trip. David has found a spot up in the mountains that he knows these creatures are actually there. I mean, there are families of these things there. And what he does is every Memorial Day weekend, he takes a bunch of people up there, go camping, and, you know, weird things happen during that particular time. In 2011, we had some very cool happen. I mean, you know, tell us about what usually happens on Memorial Day weekend. I mean, it's a very, very exciting time. I mean,
Well, Jeff, the spot is very active up there, but it becomes really active in beginning late May up till late September. And so Memorial Day, of course, being a person who works, and usually the people I take up work, so it's ideal we go up Memorial Day weekend. But usually during that time, it's very, very active. We get a lot of Bigfoot activity. You know, we find a lot of footprints. We have sightings. Bigfoot has come down to our campsite and held across our campsite, as you remember.
Right, absolutely, I remember that. Now, in 2011, we were up at that particular, you know, trip, and you know, the weekend came around. We had to get out of there really quick because it started to snow. 2 of our vehicles got stuck up in the mountains where this camping trip, where we go, and we had to leave 2 vehicles there. We barely made it out in 1 truck. We left everything there. I left my truck. Matter of fact, your Jeep broke down as well. My truck didn't break down. I just didn't have a 4x4 to get out of there. So we had to leave our vehicles up there in the middle of nowhere. On the back of my truck, I had all my electronic devices. Matter of fact, we had, 4 or 5 ice chests right full of food. I mean, you brought like tri-tip. I mean, we had salads, we had hot dogs, we had bologna. I mean, you could have a barbecue for 20 people with the food we had, and not mentioning other refreshment drinks.
We had cooked food.
Food. We had
in the ice chest.
Yeah, we had food. So when we left that campsite and our vehicle stayed back, we had everything in the back of my truck in the open. Anybody could have taken it, okay? We came back 2 days later. As a matter of fact, I came down with Jimmy because I had to get my laptop computer that I left in my truck. Jimmy was cool enough to walk down with me. We couldn't drive in there because there was so much mud, dirt, and there was a little bit of snow left. Our vehicles could not make it down there. Jimmy walked down with me. He had a shotgun. I had the camera. We walked about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. we got to the area where our trucks were located. Everything was normal. There was nothing. I mean, there was nothing. No footprints. Nothing out of the ordinary. I grabbed my laptop. We got out of there. The following day, I mean, that night, as a matter of fact, David called me. He says, "Jeff, we're going back up to get our trucks." I said, "Okay, cool." The following morning, we get together. We meet up there right around 12 noon, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, about 12 noon. We got to the top. We jumped into a friend of ours' truck. We drive to the bottom, and that's when we found the windows. Now, Danny, his son Dresden, and David, Alan, myself, and another guy, Joe, we actually were all there the weekend of the camping trip, okay? They can verify that there was nothing on the windows when we left. I mean,
I had pictures.
you had pictures. As a matter of fact, you took pictures. Everything was clean. The truck was clean. Danny, can anybody just drive into the spot where we're at? I mean, it was, you know, you have to have like a four-wheel drive military vehicle to get there.
It's a bumpy road. It's a sloppy road.
It's a sloppy, I mean,
way
just,
back there.
yeah. If you have a four-wheel drive, the way the roads were, you would get stuck, even in a four-wheel drive. That's how bad it was. Now, when Jimmy and I went back to get my laptop computer, you know, again, there was nothing on the windows. We came back. I got a call from David. The following morning, we went back. That's when I actually was the first one out of the vehicle. I actually walked towards my truck. I looked at the windows, and I put my hands on my knees, and I said, I couldn't believe what I was looking at, because that was not there the day before. I remember Jimmy, and you came over here. I said, was that here yesterday? And Jimmy looked, and I mean, it wasn't, man. No. They weren't there. And then that's when I started calling everybody. You know, unfortunately, Danny wasn't there, Dresden wasn't there, but David came over, Joe came over, Alan was there, Alan even came over, and we were just like, what the heck? And we tried to debunk it. I mean, right away, was it a bear?
No, what we saw, Jeff, was the image of a Bigfoot left
We
behind.
saw an image of a Bigfoot. It was not a bear. I mean, everybody knows what a bear looks like, okay? Matter of fact, this is a bear, all right? This is the bear. Okay, the thing that left the impressions on my windows had lips of a gorilla, like this. Okay, bears don't have lips. So, you know, when people say it was bear, there's no way. We had food in the back of my truck. The bear would have tore my truck to pieces. The bed of the truck would have been all, you know, no, it wasn't a bear. What I want to do in the next segment is we want to show you these windows, and we want to get into it a little bit deeper. So, all right, possess tranquility, take us out of here, because the next segment is going to be awesome. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Before we show you the windows, I want to talk to these guys, because there was a little story when we arrived at the scene, and we're going to tell you exactly what happened, because there's other things that occurred, like the trees and the road and all that. Now, Jimmy, and when we arrived at the site before, that's when we found all the trees. So when we arrived there Wednesday morning, all together with all of us in one vehicle to get our trucks out of there, we started arriving to these barricades, and everybody got out to actually, you know, they had to move these things out. I mean, Jimmy, I mean.
The log in the road was 12 feet, easy. Jeff tried to move it the day before, and I laughed at him because I said, there's no way you're going to move that. I knew that immediately. It took 4 guys coming in the next day to move that thing, and left all kinds of evidence behind. At that point, we proceeded on to the windows.
Now, why these trees and branches is significant to the story is because we don't think a human being actually moved that trunk, because it was too heavy. No vehicle could have come into the camping site that day or the day before, because the roads were undrivable.
There was no evidence of any humans,
vehicles,
any tire tracks, any footprints, any horses, any motorcycles. There was absolutely no evidence of anybody being there.
Not even a Bigfoot.
Not even a Bigfoot.
It was crazy.
How that stuff got in the road
We don't
is
know.
a mystery to me.
So
I know what I think it is.
Exactly, exactly. Now, we arrived at the site. I'm the first one to get out of the vehicle. These guys are actually walking down the road trying to find footprints, any other evidence. I come up to my truck. There's my window. I lost my breath because I couldn't believe what I was witnessing right now. I saw this face looking right back at me. It was just perfect. It was an image of something on the front window. That's when I yelled at Jimmy. I go, Jimmy, get over here.
And at that point, Jeff had started filming. He had the wherewithal to start filming, and he started screaming at me, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? He was just ecstatic. And this wasn't here yesterday, was it? And I said, no, this was not here yesterday. And upon looking at it, I knew immediately what I was seeing was a Bigfoot. Nostrils, lips, fingerprints, thumbprints. Without a doubt, I knew in seconds what I saw.
And that's when everybody else started arriving to my window. We had David, we had Alan. They knew right away what it was. I mean, there was no doubt about what left the image on these windows. So now what I want to do is I want to show you the front window. This one has the image of the face, the head, the shoulders. What we think occurred, no, I take the back. Yeah, this happened on the back window. I have a four-door Ford truck. This was on the back window. Now, I don't know, can you see? Well, I'm going to go ahead and point it out for you guys. Here's the head outline right here, the shoulders and the face. You can see the eye sockets and the nose where the mouth was. You guys see that? If people were saying it was a bear, I'm going to show you what a bear looks like, okay? This is a bear. There's no way a bear could have made that impression. There's no way. Now, on the back window, I'm going to leave the window in there because it's been already 3 years and you can't see it very well, but something else pressed on the back window that had lips that were 8 inches and nostrils that were 6 inches, okay? Now, when we saw this, we all freaked out. We started trying to debunk it. Okay, was it a bear? Was it a person? The first thing, the bear. Again, we had all that food.
There was
food in the ice chest.
That was one of the things I looked at is what was in the, because I just had arrived and it was, if it was a bear, this truck would be destroyed. The 4 ice chests would be scattered. The tailgate would be on it.
Exactly.
The doors would probably been ripped off the truck.
If it was a person,
the truck was in perfect condition. Nothing was touched.
If it was a person, they would have made a sandwich. Another thing, they would have probably taken my $5,000 worth of electronic equipment. That would have been gone. Everything was still there. Nothing was touched. Okay, so we debunked it as a bear. Now, another thing that a lot of people don't realize is we found knuckle prints on the window. Matter of fact, it was on the front window. And we found thumbs on the door.
Right.
The knuckles were huge, and the thumbs were on the door. The last time I mean, bears don't have opposable thumbs. So this thing had a hand, 2 hands, a right and a left. Now, bears, no, it's not a bear. Somebody said it was a homeless person or a person up there. Well, no, I don't think it was a person because they would have ripped me off. They would have taken everything.
You know, based on my 25 years of research and experience, looking at that face when I first saw it, there was no doubt in my mind that that was the face print left behind by a real live Bigfoot.
You've seen a Sasquatch.
Yes, I have.
You know what they look like.
Yes.
You've seen a Sasquatch. You know what they look like. That is the face of a creature. A person's face could not make that. A bear's face could not make that.
It's more human face than cow or anything else in the woods.
Now, we got into our vehicles.
You could actually see the fur.
Yeah.
Actually see the fur print on the glass, that it's fur.
And we're going to lead into that because when I came down that day, I called my buddy who's in law enforcement. He happens to be a forensic expert for the police department. He came down a couple days later. He took photographs for me. And he swabbed DNA, which I have had tested, but because it's been about 2 years now, it's very hard to get DNA off of this. So we're still going to keep trying because you never know. We still might have what we think is Bigfoot DNA. So, these things are there. No doubt about it. Okay? All right. So we're going to have one more commercial, and we're going to be right back. So make sure you stick with us. All right, everybody, welcome to the stage, the world debut here on Paranormal Central, Possessed Tranquility.
Everybody wants to help you, and everybody has all the right words to say in the end. Nobody wants to give you the pressure sound needed to step from the ledge. Anybody out there listening to the voices screaming, going off again? My mind feels the bending from the pressure, feeling not sleeping again.
Right. Here we go. All right. Possessed Tranquility, get their EP Rumination on iTunes right now. Jason, let me have those drumsticks, please. Thank you very much. And we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you, Possessed Tranquility. You guys are awesome.
They are really cool.
All right, Alan. Well, not bad. Not bad at all. I can't wait for future episodes.
Me too, man.
You know, the stuff that we want to show you guys is going to be the real deal. We want to bring people sitting right there who are law enforcement, military,
even
Department
them,
of Forestry.
even you, with your story right
for
here.
For those people who have videos and photos and you are afraid to to bring them out and show people because you're afraid you're going to get ridiculed and just laughed at, bring them to us.
Hey, that time is past.
You know,
everybody knows this stuff is not hot weather balloons and and all this stuff.
Exactly.
It's the real deal now.
No matter where you look on TV and in movies, you always see either a little bit of UFOs and Bigfoot. It's all over there. Why? Because you guys love it. You guys love it. All right. We want to keep doing it. I mean, we're having a blast doing this, and we want to keep doing it forever. All right. So
forever.
Forever. So just come back next time. We're going to show you some great stuff, some more great videos, some more photos. We're going to bring you real people. No more of this going to try to find something. No, we hint, we already found it, all right?
Yeah.
And we have a computer full of stuff we want to show you. And I just hope that you guys come back next time because, we're having a blast and we're going to keep doing it, all right? Kid in the candy store, we are.
We're Paranormal Central.
Paranormal Central, buddy. So, okay. Well, Ellen? All right, you guys? All right,
we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you guys all next time. And remember, eyes the skies, and I hope you witness something that you can't explain. Good night, guys.